Hello. Today, I'm here to take you on a spiritual journey. A journey that makes you think and reflect. A journey for all humans. We humans came on this earth as simpletons and started wandering around like idiots. But just as pornography progressed over time, we as species also evolved. As we evolved, humankind started thinking about loads of stuff. First questions we asked was where to stick it and what to munch on. But eventually, humans started wondering about more important things in life. Deeper questions, like how did it all start? Who started it? And where do we go when we die? Along the way somewhere, a human named Gandalf the Grey found this unique plant that you can puff on to elevate your mind state. Ganja, a substance consumed worldwide and overconsumed by your unemployed uncle. This substance helped people like Gandalf, Moses, and Mufasa to come up with answers. Answers deeper than our understanding. Follow me as I elevate my mind state using a backbook and interview two random people that I lured in with Starbucks gift cards. I bring to you Blood Tales. Some people say that it was the Big Bang. Others say that God himself did it in less days than it took me to relapse on weed. But how did our war truly begin?
See, that's a loaded question because, there's obviously, the Big Bang, right? Everybody talks about the Big Bang. And that's the more we seem to learn, that seems to be the most accurate condition, right? But like where I'm leaning right now is more towards like this idea that it's a simulation.
I feel there is someone looking up there for us, like a creator who started the earth, is my belief. I feel like, no, I feel there's a creator who created us, Adam and Eve, and that's how it started.
Around 6 million years ago, humans stepped foot on Earth. Some say that we evolved from apes. Some say that we came from the first toxic relationship between the world's first nudists, Adam and Eve. But why did we pull up? Was there a purpose? Or are we like every baby born after prom? Just a random mistake.
I think it was entirely random.
Okay.
I think it was entirely random. I think there, if we're here for a purpose, that implies like a higher power of some kind, right? And I'm not necessarily opposed to the idea of a higher power, like whether that be God or the universe itself or things of that nature. I'm not opposed to that idea, but I feel like our purpose would have been made clear to us by now.
I personally read the Bible, so it says God knew you before you were like born, like before you were in the womb.
Okay.
God knew you from before. So like you are put on earth for a purpose, is my belief.
After wobbling around, looking for answers bigger than our limits of understanding, humans came up with the idea of a god. Someone or something that controls everything. People have been mentioning God for many generations. They preach his name in churches, mosques, or even when getting railed. But who is God after all? And what's the definition of a god?
The universe, consciousness.
Okay.
Yeah, consciousness itself. When we get into the metaphysical things, it's hard to work off of evidence. It's hard to work off of proof. You have to go off of like kind of your gut, right? That sort of thing. So I think that consciousness itself, because it is something that's shared between, it's our grand narrative.
For me, God is the creator, the one who looks after you, your father, your big brother, your best friend. He can be everything. Like you want to talk to someone, you talk to God. So for me, what is the definition of God? Creator, father, brother, best friend. There are a lot of roles that God plays in my life.
God as an idea
Okay.
absolutely exists, because we see our entire worldwide civilization is built largely on the
like
existence of
the
the concept of a God. Judeo-Christian civilization in the West, it's entirely built from lessons that were imparted to us from, I mean, desert dwelling nomads. No offense, guys. Desert dwelling nomads who were wandering across the desert for thousands of years and had these oral stories that were used to kind of thing. And now we're in 2025 and we've been on the moon. We're sending stuff to Mars, but we still have that remnant that it's like a psychological artifact
Yeah.
of the human race. And that's, in that regard, yes, absolutely. In the supernatural sense, I have a very hard time believing the supernatural.
The idea of God gave people hope and faith. Soon, various religions started spreading amongst humans. Around the same time, people started noticing that their idea of God is different than others, and no one fucked with that. Religious wars started that are still continuing, and religion turned into a control system that did not accept the non-believers. But overall, is religion more helpful or harmful to society?
My only answer is it's a little of both, right? In some ways, it's absolutely good. When you get a bunch of people together that share the same idea, you actually tend to have a lot more peace between those people. The problem comes when it becomes a system of control for the hoi polloi, the common folk. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a very mixed bag. Like, because if we had a one world religion, I'm not saying there would be no war, because there's other reasons for war than religion, but there would be a lot more understanding between people and probably a lot more ability to communicate. But anybody who dissents wouldn't be a good time for them.
So it, like, if you see as a world concept, if religion is good, is bad, they're good. Like, for good things, it gives you hope. You are suffering from addiction, it gives you that hope. You are, you want to get better in life, it gives you good values. The values are good, but there are also bad sides to it. But when you see the bad sides of religion, it's only because there was a human involved in the middle. Like, if there is no human involved in the middle, and if your source is the Bible itself or whatever you believe in, right? If your source is that itself and there is no middleman, you're getting your blessings straight from the God.
People ask all kinds of questions about God. But no matter what, one question always comes up. What happens when we die?
I had the sense that the universe itself could be a machine designed to simulate and collect experiences, right? And so every human being, every animal, every alien, every freaking, I don't know, space whale, it all ends up in the same place. It's like it's collecting data. So when we die, I think it's more of our experiences last forever, but are we truly ourselves at that point? It's really difficult to say, because I can't prove anything, obviously, and I don't 100% know what I believe, but I like the idea of the possibility that there is some kind of eternal existence. It's nothing like this, and we might not even be conscious of it. You know what I mean? But I do like the idea of having that as an option, I guess. Yeah.
I personally have been born in a Hindu household in India, and 25 years of my life, Hinduism teaches reincarnation. Like, you come back as a different something. In Christianity, you either go to heaven, you either go to hell. There's a judgment day based on the actions, the things you do, the words you spoke. I believe just for the world to be a better place, even if you believe the concept of heaven and hell, You try to be a better person, and which pushes everyone to be nice and kind to each other. I feel the concept of heaven and hell works for me because it pushes me to be a better person.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed our journey. You may ask me, Puya, did you learn anything new about God or the meaning of life? Fuck no. But I learned how big I gotta be to engage in a conversation about religion. You may ask me, did you figure out what happens when we die? Not really. But I got closer to my death smoking this blunt, which eventually is gonna fuck up my lungs. Maybe that's the whole point, not to find answers, but just to keep on smoking and bullshitting.